Good afternoon. This is Chris Brecher with the Simpler Stocks free video weekend edition for July 18th, 2016. As you can see, it's July 15th, about 28 minutes before the bell. Basically, today was just after effects of this big old rally in the market. So the biggest thing in here, and we've been talking about it on the Simpler Stocks premium side for all morning and yesterday, was this with the ESs. The ES is now down 75, but we were saying if the Russell broke down, the ESs were going to go down. Well, guess what? The Russell rallied, and we'll get into why I thought that was important. Bonds, you see, down 112. Bonds are becoming a big deal, and we'll get into that also in a minute. Gold down 6. Bonds and gold have correlated great, and we've been posting that for weeks in the Simpler Stocks premium side in the forum. Crude oil up barely, up 24 cents. So you see advanced declines positive all day. They've stuck around 0 to a little positive. Anytime the ESs are down like 5 points and this is positive, you worry about us reversing, going back up, which is just what we did. Transport's only giving back $20 considering that they've been going nuts the last couple of days. Very interesting in there. Last thing in here is the grains. I'm starting to look at those all the time. And as you see, they're all down as a group in here. So what do we have with the overall market in here? Like I said, ES is down 75, NASDAQ down 4. What we were talking about earlier, and I'm going to take the futures off from the left side, is this idea in the ESs that look like a bull flag here, but then when you go to the right and you put in the Russell, you'll see that whatever semblance of bull flag yesterday just sort of fell apart in here. Then what we were watching, that if it broke under here, this could be a measured move, like a little complex head and shoulders that measures about 15 points. It gets you to 1185. Well, if that didn't happen, the second this looked lousy today, all of a sudden it had a bid. But the whole idea is, if you look in here, go to a 15-minute chart, what you'll see is right here, right when it looked like it was Armageddon with the TFs, and then our market was going to sell off the ESs, you'll see these started levitating all day. It's held in the positive territory. Even when the ESs went to when they were down about 7 points, this was still up. And so this has carried the day. Here we go again, another healthy rotation in here. Now, when you look at this on a daily chart, you're going to see the Russell looks like it's following the ESs. New high, new high. Until you go to a weekly chart and you see a different kind of perspective in here. ES is still at a new all-time high, and the Russell, as you see, about 90 points away. So the whole key in here is this going to pick up the slack? And that's why over the weekend, last weekend, I posted 29 small stocks. Now, why did I post the small stocks? Because when I see this kind of move in the ESs, dramatic move, usually what that leads to is a catch-up trade where this will underperform a couple of days and the Russell it leads to speculation because all of a sudden the big stocks are up. A lot of fund managers, a lot of private investors say, what can I buy that hasn't gone up yet? And that's why we posted a bunch of charts over the weekend. Every weekend I'm going to try to show some longer-term charts. Now, obviously, in a week, things don't always turn, so some of them could be the same charts from the week before and just a follow-up. But just so you know, we do show a lot of longer-term trades in here. Like I said, it's as a basket, so it's just giving you ideas of what stocks to watch closely. Very interesting in here. Now, just so you know in here, NASDAQ, same thing. NASDAQ underperforming in here. ES is on the left, new high. NASDAQ not at a new high. In fact, you have to go way back here. Not that far from it, though. Don't get me wrong. But for it to get here, you're going to have the big NASDAQ stocks cooperate. I'm not sure when you're going to get that kind of cooperation. But even today, you have little pockets of strength. You have up here, you have not really pockets of strength today, but I'm saying over the week, you've had like Apple acting great this week. You had Google coming back when it had acted so bad for weeks, coming back. So what you're going to get is the NASDAQ stocks try to outperform in this situation. So that's what I'm seeing in here is next week, the biggest thing I'm going to be watching is the Russell still. I'm also going to be showing on a shorter term chart. This is the ESs. Now, when in simpler stocks, I know it sounds corny because it's called simpler stocks, but the way I've always done trading is the more simple the better because you have more people following it. Check this out on a 39-minute chart. If you don't think support and resistance by price matters, you can do all kinds of cycles. In fact, one of the websites I looked at had and I'm not making this up. Not only did they have all the moving averages I watched, but they had that. They had this. They had this. They had this kind of thing. So much that you couldn't even see the charts. I'm like, what does that get you? If you're relatively new or experienced in this market, too much information just leads to overload. What I like is this on the right is only the ATR trailing stop. Down here, the squeeze, pioneered by John Carter, and the MACD 2 line. That's it. But what do you see in here if you're going to mess around with the ESs? Oversold at support. That's all you have to know in here. Oversold at support. Look at a 78, the same thing. Now, I'm not saying we can't go down later, but the whole point is if you just go on price action, it'll really save you a lot of money. And when the market was down here, there were a lot of people who said, oh, it's the big breakdown. You don't have it yet. Like I said, you got 2 oversold with support. Now, don't think, though, I'm not watching this development. I am definitely watching this trend line develop. Now, it's not enough points for me, but it is something I'm watching very closely. That's a 39-minute chart. Put up a 78, and you'll see we could be developing some kind of bear wedge in here. But like I said, I don't want to be short anything over the weekend because to me, until the ESs really prove themselves to break down, I think it doesn't pay to anticipate. Let's just wait for the break and then trade accordingly. So I hope everybody's enjoyed this video. Like you know, we have a $7 30-day trial. I think you should take us up on it. We've had literally thousands of people taking us up on it. So everybody take care. I will talk to you on Monday.